Welcome back to Oblivious Maximus podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ben. Joining me, as always, is Aaron Osborne. How are you today, mate?
I'm so good. That's the first time you've introduced me that way.
Yeah, I thought about it on the way here. So, you try different things. Life is an experiment.
Yeah, it is. We got Jack from Triple J here.
How good.
Yeah. New show. I mean, I suppose it's not new now.
Yeah, it feels. I think the new is officially off now.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
It's cool to say new, so we can keep running that.
New comparatively.
New comparatively.
In the Triple J show universe. Yeah. I don't know. Does that make sense?
I think we've got Triple J universe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very extended. But
Yeah.
God, so good. But yeah, it's been very, very good so far.
Yeah,
very
sick.
enjoyable.
So, I mean, I suppose it's a pretty standard ask question, but how was the process of getting the gig? Like, how did that work?
It was pretty much. It was very natural and very like job application style.
Yeah.
Which is,
Well, it is a government job at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's it. Which is, I keep forgetting that too. And every time I walk into the building, it is a government building, government entity. So it's pretty wild to be doing that. But the day that we put up the Void Division final tour, like breakup announced, Triple J job application went up.
Oh, cool.
And I'm at this stage in my life where I'm like, I don't know what's necessarily next for me. I don't know if music's going to be involved in it. I don't know if I'm going to be sort of continuing my, creative pursuits and passions. And then that was a bit of a no-brainer. And so I just went through the application process. I hit up, who was it? I can't remember. I hit up Janine, Morkos, who's our like PR for Vov Destroyer Alliance. And she was like, absolutely go for it. Like, just if you need a reference, like chuck my name on. Like,
Sick.
Yeah. And we basically went from the top, and it was pretty like up until the last minute process. Like I remember New Year's Eve, like they literally got back to me and they're like, can you put in a demo? Like they were full clocked on like in the off period. So I've put in.
Radio never sleeps, brother. You don't get holidays.
It was pretty nuts. So I did, so I had the questionnaires, gotten to the final however many.
Yeah.
We wasn't sure how many it was, but went over to my mate Sam Basal's house, recorded a demo, like just voice breaks, like it was an hour demo. Pick the playlist, just do the songs. And we just kind of went from there, and I submitted that. Went into the new year, and it was like literally a week until first show aired. They gave me the call. I was like, you good? You ready to go? And then
Awesome.
Pretty much straight in the deep end, but it was sick.
And was it something that you been doing much like that sort of stuff before, or was it really just kind of, accumulating everything from your music career and kind of putting it forward? Yeah,
like I'd never done anything in that form before, and it's been very strange kind of as it's not new anymore, and it's gotten to that stage, me realizing, this is kind of like music journalism in a sense. And I never at all crossed that on my radar as something that I'd like to do or that I'd be interested in. Like I've just always been, I guess, blindsided by wanting to create music, be in a band and do all that sort of thing. And I think all I've said since I left school was like, I want to do music. Like I want to be involved with music. And I think everything else outside of band world really never registered to me.
Yeah.
And that popped up, and I was just like, I actually do enjoy these other creative pursuits that are involved with it. And it's not just...
Yeah, it's like an interesting. I mean, we do this,
and same thing.
And like, I think I've found that when I did play music, and didn't really reach an incredible level or anything like that, but I have kind of almost gone like, this is a way I can participate still in music, and it's different.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're still playing, but it is a way to still push it forward, and it's like. I don't know. I didn't ever really think this would be a way to participate in music, and it has honestly been more enjoyable. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if it's the same for you too, but
I mean, I think the thing for me is like I just love talking about music. Like that's the thing. Dude, like, and my favorite part of like being in a band really is like the fuck around chat at the pub. It's the bit of being in the van on tour and listening to records and stuff like that. Like that's all the stuff that I like. And like, I think a lot of the people that I've met through this, through like meeting people at shows or going on tours or whatever, like the shit that I would always connect with is just talking about music, not really like, it's not so much the playing of it, although that is the function to be there. Like,
integral moments.
yeah, exactly.
But I think it makes you realize that there's so much more around it.
Yeah. I mean, I think the other thing too is like obviously podcasting and stuff like this, and even like
Podcasting being the highest form of art. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to achieve here. No, but obviously, like I suppose the more formal version of this is radio, is actual music journalism, not just podcasting. You literally can speak into a voice note on your phone and upload it to Spotify. But I guess the thing is like caring about it and putting in the effort to make it good. And I think that's the thing that I suppose I apply from the music side is like, I want the logo to look good and I want the video to look good and I want it to sound good. And I guess that I care about that in the same way that I care about the songs that I write or whatever.
It's a perfect crossover because you're still carrying over that passion and
as
you would into your art that you're making. It's just another format and it's really cool because that's kind of just been my creative outlet, and now I've kind of just opened up, like I actually enjoy music to a high degree now. Like, it's very interesting how kind of just having a break from creating for however many years and just stepping back into a different format has just reframed how I see it all. Cause I'm really digging into like stuff that I never thought I'd be as interested in, or like just never gave the chance to really fall in love with a bit more. And it's been awesome. Like,
that's sick.
Been really good. And it's very funny, like looking on the other side of it, how you were saying, like the things like that you love about being in a band, traveling and stuff. I've been quizzing myself like lately, like, do I miss like touring or do I just miss like, I don't know,
the hang,
going away and like your mates and like hanging out and going overseas. And I think that's literally probably it.
Yeah.
Just solve my riddle.
I mean, I think like, and even just, not that I'm doing that much touring anymore, but like when I am doing it, it is like the most dad-ass version of doing it. Like the way I used to do, like I've talked quite a lot in the past, but like, have done a tour and slept in a bathtub in England. And then now I'm like, if I don't get my own fucking hotel room, I'll kill somebody. I cannot be sleeping in a bathtub anymore.
Well, it's like, I think it's like, you miss the community side of it. It's like, it's such a, it's so many people, like particularly people who went away from shows for a long time and then are coming back into it, you know, for whatever reason, is like, they're like, oh, I feel a bit nervous doing this, but I sort of enjoy it. And it's like, that's why you did this in the first place. Like,
for real.
Have friends and community and people around you.
It's so insane. But it's very funny seeing all these people coming back into, especially in hardcore too, seeing 50 Lines come back and seeing No Apologies come back. And I've always wondered what it's like going on in their heads, coming back into just those Australian tours and like how they would feel just back into the landscape, because it's changed like a fair bit, but some of the same venues still kicking around, some of the same stuff still there. It's kind of like a weird, I don't know, morphed reality of what they were involved in. Yeah,
I think it would, the fact that it's bigger than ever.
Yeah, well,
thing.
That's very helpful, obviously, to doing it. I mean, I think the cool thing now, for me at least, is that like, venues are certainly better, I would say, than they were, and like more equipped for doing this stuff properly. But as well, like, people are just so keen right now, which is like so exciting,
And do you think being, being a front person, I guess that kind of is a unique skill in itself as well? Like that has kind of prepared you for this role a bit, or?
I think so, because essentially it is public speaking in a way. And like, I guess like once you leave school and you jump into that world, that's some things that some people just avoid, don't do. And I've been doing it for like 12 or something years and on top, and it helped a lot, I think.
It's sort of a weird skill to obtain, like being able to public speak well. Like we used to work together at a childcare company.
Yeah.
And even like the C team, would be like, you guys do stand up, you do performing. It's a weird skill to have that, like,
so strange.
It was really, and it would always come up because both of us would always get like asked to do like MC things for work, or like parties and stuff. They would be like, you guys can talk, right? And like there was a couple times where we were just like, well, Ben and Aaron will just do it because they're the two who like talking in front of people.
It's so good. It's very grim too, because like when you've been doing, like for myself, I was just in a band for that long and trying to think of skills to put on my fucking resume.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the moment where I was like, Jesus, like this has been a stiffer.
Well, but you say that, but then you have to twist your words a little bit, but there's a lot in there. There's a lot in there.
And that's what I found. I just had to find the right way to say it.
As
you got some LinkedIn posts coming up, man.
We've been talking about it on here a lot, and I've now done it like for like 4 or 5 different people have been saying, if people want to send me their resume, I'll help them tidy it up.
I love it.
And that's basically what I've become good at. Is like, how do you explain touring as a actual job? You know, like
it's so sick.
It's logistics management.
Yeah.
It's
Logistics, networking.
These are all the things you need to put on paper somehow.
It's so good.
But we were talking before we were recording about how like you've been doing a lot of video stuff with the show now, which I think is really cool, and I think another like different lens to it. How's that like? Was that something you went into it with a notion of, or is that something that they kind of wanted to do?
I didn't even know it was possible.
Yeah, right.
So I've come into it thinking, all right, pure radio show, because obviously I've been seeing what Josh and Lachlan do for years.
Yeah.
And there wasn't anything like that kind of on the station, like on the socials, and like I think the Racket and Short Fast Loud were kind of left behind in terms of, I don't know, just presence on social media.
Yeah, it seems like they kind of had to just fend for themselves.
Yeah, and it's really like, for example, I'm quite lucky because a couple of the other specialist programs, Prism and our Hip Hop Show has a page.
Yeah.
But a lot of the specialist programs don't have a separate like medium to put it out on social media. And I think I was lucky enough to have that.
Yeah.
And gives me the opportunity to kind of go off and just, if I'm kicking in Sydney and it's a good interview up, I'll just talk to the team and we'll sort of just round everything up and make it work. And same down in Melbourne too. Like I think the morning the Good Charlotte thing popped up, like we were able to set up camps quite easily and
awesome.
That happening. But it changes everything. And like we were talking about before, like I think that is what's really important on social media at the moment, especially we were talking about younger people and how you were putting out like sort of, I don't know, traction on a couple of the reels you posted.
Yeah. Well, I guess like, again, for us doing this again, like when I used to do it, you know, like I literally just posted static images of the podcast cover or a photo of the person who was on the pod or whatever.
Yeah.
And it never really did anything. And there was no reason for the people to share it, I suppose. And then when we started doing this, obviously the video component and so much of Instagram particularly is just reels and video stuff now.
It's nuts.
And like, you know, that's why we post the reels basically, is because they get so much more traction. And not that I'm like, that we are trying to make this some massive thing, but like we want people to see it and we want the people who come on and talk, you know, like, this is as much as it's a function for us to have cool guests on the show, we want it to be for the people who are on it too, so that they can use it to help themselves and share the conversation that they're having. And, you know, obviously we try and use like funny clips or like, or interesting parts of the pod or whatever. But yeah, it's like, it's crazy, you know, and it really does make me feel like 1,000 years old, but like how much this shit has changed in 10 years. Like
it's pretty crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah.
And like you kind of have to do video stuff now. Like you can't, like, I mean, I'm very surprised when, I mean, I would say too, like this is very like inside baseball, but like the audio of this podcast is still probably the thing that is like the biggest part of it. Like it's still getting the most listens and attention and stuff like that, I would say. But like, I just don't even know now how you could do a podcast that doesn't have some video element to it to engage people. It's
pretty nice. And you would have even found comedy like lead.
Yeah, well, it's just you just have to do it.
Yeah.
Like I think it's just I would talk to another comedian about this, or I talk to most comedians about this. It's all we talk about. Is there was a time where you're in the system and you do this club and you do this, and then when you get this, you get to this level and you work your way up.
It's like a formula.
Yeah. Whereas now, any band or any artist, you can just subvert the system and go in this different system of social media. But you have it's sort of like you have complete control, which is both scary and also kind of liberating in a way, because I think you can just pump stuff out and you can and I think we're in a good period now where it's like it doesn't have to be quite as polished. Like it can just be like funny or a bit of a muck around. And it's interesting looking at like Triple J as an organization, because it feels like, the Breakfast Show does that really well now.
Yeah.
Like they've kind of really like it's probably more just because like we know someone that is on the show now.
Yeah,
but
of course. Yeah.
I was like, I can't even remember who was before them. I don't, but I think the thing is that they've really embraced the social media side, so you can really see that work.
Well, and like we were talking about before as well, like you were saying, like it is pretty jarring when you realize that Triple J is straight up a youth radio network.
Yeah.
Like its design is for young people.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people do forget that, and I think I don't know, when I just like put the focus on that, it all becomes so like obvious and just like easy, and I don't know, it's very fascinating to see like like you said, like that is what people interact with online. Like just, you put like young artists online and young people love to see it. Like it's just I feel so like old saying this out loud, and probably not in the demo for Triple J.
Well, don't worry, our demo is much older. I've seen the stats. We're really in that big 25 to 35.
We're speaking to our
But I think it's also I'm sure that the people that listen to the full audio are probably the older heads, and then the people that interact with the reels and stuff are kind of on the younger side. Like, and it's like, that's sick because you're hitting both. Like, and even saying that, I sound like a complete cunt. But
getting out. We're talking about demos here, guys.
But it is so simple, because it's just like anytime someone's like, you got to be doing reels and stuff today, it's like, video killed the radio star, mate. Like, it's existed forever. Yeah. There were people like, I got to fucking talk in movies now. Used to making facial expressions, I don't look good in color. Can we go back to black and white?
Oh, God.
It's like, anytime I hear someone like complaining about it, I'm like, this is reality. Like,
that's how it's
you want things to say the same? Sorry, they're not going to.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, I think like, I think as well, like the other thing too is that there is a capacity now that like, I think it's really cool to see, because I grew up in like the music video generation.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how I found metal really, was through watching, growing up overseas and watching MTV.
Yeah.
And like, that's how I found everything that I'm like, really passionate about now. And it kind of, music videos then were like died in the ass for ages. And then it feels like they're coming back around now. And it's still weird now because it isn't, I mean, Rage is still a thing and there are music video TV stations, but no one's watching them really, I don't think. But it's funny that like, obviously YouTube is a platform that you can use for it. But even then, like, I would say the push is still off social media for it. So, and, obviously bands like Speed are doing crazy, very, great work in terms of the video output looks amazing.
Yeah.
But even still, like, other people are putting out shit that's fucking awesome as well. And regardless of the quality of it, it still comes out pretty sick for what it is, and it's spreading it around,
Absolutely. Like half these, when I see a music video, I think if I can slot it in on Rage or video, I can see that. And even talking about Rage, like it's still such a massive thing within like ABC, like they still push it quite a lot. I don't think it'll ever die. And you're right, I really do hope there is like a level in which it can come back into sort of people finding it again, and it being something that you can access outside of, I don't remember what time it was on. It was on like 4 a.m. to whatever.
Well, it's just the classic, get home late.
Yeah.
Maybe be on. And even that kind of felt like maybe even slightly a generation, older than us was the Rage thing. Like or, you know, I remember being a kid and you would wake up early and catch the end of it. And stuff like that.
I mean, I still have I have a VHS of Pantera hosting Rage, and it's one of my like prized possessions, but I'm pretty sure like halfway through it cuts to like Aerobics Oz style and then goes back. Like someone changed the channel while it was recording.
The guest programmers are the best part. Like, it's all awesome. The turnaround are people who are passionate and grew up with music videos, and it's just people reigniting that passion again, which is awesome. Would you?
Yeah, and I think like things like YouTube definitely just like now it feels like I've seen like a couple of bands release stuff where it seems like the video on YouTube is the first thing.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. Like where it's this band, the Virgos. They just put their video up on YouTube and it was up there for like a week. Their new song, Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I gotta get YouTube Premium so I can watch this. I listened to this offline, but I was like, I just had that video playing on repeat a few times, and it was like, this is sick, and it's a fun video and stuff like that. And I think it makes a difference. Like
makes a world of difference. I don't know if you're familiar with that band Play Lunch.
Yeah. I'm not super, but they've come across my radar.
It's like listening to Australian Chumbawamba. And they've got Barry Hall in the clip.
Yeah.
And it's genius, man. Like seeing an Australian band put out a funny fucking video is just so good, and it's all satirical and just get your trailer out of my spot. Like, it is top quality. It's great. It's comedy. Like it's fantastic.
I mean, like, I think like that's something that I'm really like, I don't know. I've been trying for fucking ages to like, I've got all these ideas for doing a music video for Aglo because I just want to make a dumb Star Trek music video of myself. And it's like, we've kind of got it off the ground like 3 times, and every time it's like fallen over. And I've got new songs and I'm like basically going to go the opposite way this time. I'm like, I'm making the music video first because I need the video to get done. Like,
it's stuck in you. It needs to happen. Yeah.
I gotta get this fucking Star Trek video done.
That's a big mission.
Yeah. So obviously band ending, was that like, you know, was that a hard thing for you? Was it like a big process deciding that with the other guys, or how did that go?
It was pretty big. Like I think so start of 2023 when like COVID's all wrapped up and done, like you're free to go on tour all over the world again. And that's kind of on the back end of COVID, we kind of started up the US cycle and had really dug into the UK Europe scene. And we I quit my job in 2023 and went full, like, I'm like, look, I'm late 20s, like, I'm going to give this a go. Just absolutely balls to the wall, like, make it count. And then, we were running with that. And all of a sudden, like, all the health stuff popped up.
Yeah.
And that was manageable to a degree. It was taking a bit of time out of our schedule, but, like, still managed to make stuff happen, still managed to make it all go to it. But after my first surgery that I had, we did like a US tour straight after and did the cycle and everything. Came back for like the 6 monthly kind of thing to do it again.
Yeah.
And nothing had like changed. And I think they realized that strenuous activity and touring wasn't going to help me in the healing process.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I've got to make a sensible decision here. And I think that's what it was at the end of the day too. Like, making the best call. Like, I've never seen a band kind of wrap it up successfully, especially in metalcore in Australia. And you see a lot of bands, like, no shade, kind of coming back and for cash grabs or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And it ruins a legacy, ruins like what could have been a cool moment. And I thought, fuck, like, we're on like the high point of our career at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, it would be, I just talked to the guys and I was just like, this is the reality of my situation.
Yeah.
Like, I'm throwing in the towel, essentially. Yeah. And we had just chats separately and just chats of how to wrap it up in the best way possible that we could just make it memorable and something that we can bookend just super clean and be stoked on. And we ended up doing it. And honestly, the way we wrapped it, like, I think we're all very proud of how we did it because
the last show was fucking looked huge.
Like, that's
psycho.
That's the thing too, dude. Like, we never, like, all we had was like we finished the last tour. We kind of knew we were going to come back. We didn't want to end in Perth. Like,
Sorry, Perth.
yeah, it was a great show.
Can't finish up over there.
Do it.
Yeah.
I can't be doing it, especially with that diet jet lag. And yeah, we just we put all the money from that tour into just like fucked up production at the Forum. And we're not like going to make money out of the end of this event. Like, let's just fucking throw it all at the wall. Make this the biggest night of our lives. And we were just like, let's go. And then, it was a really awesome night. And
sick.
Had all our friends there and jumped them on. Like, it was sick because we announced like the lineup the day of too. So no one knew who was going to be on the lineup or anything. But yeah, it was super fun. Like, it was just a nice way to end it. And as hard as it was, that was the take.
So many bands, I guess, have this thing of just petering out. And it's an interesting thing. And I guess it also, you don't get a choice in life sometimes and you have to go like make the hard decision to put your health first or something happens and you're like, that's just the way it is. And as much as creative stuff is so important for all of us and, a lot of people listening and stuff like that, it's like, well, your life and your stuff does come first. And it's a hard decision to make, but you got to make those choices sometimes. But nice that you could also create this incredible moment out of that. And I'm sure your fans would be like, there's nothing worse than, we've probably all experienced of seeing a band you love playing shows where you're like, yeah, probably should have wrapped it up years ago.
That's the thing, dude.
It's tough, yeah.
It looks, it's a rough look. And honestly, it's super interesting because like I can see kind of the musical landscape kind of not essential. Like not that I couldn't see like Void Division being like a thing that could keep going and just like managing to maintain like a steady climb overseas or so. But yeah, I didn't really feel like there was a place, like especially on the other side now, I'm like, this probably was like a smarter decision to make. Like I've been wrapped up in 12 years of making this kind of music and we've been developing that and whatever may, but like I'm realizing maybe that's not what I would have wanted to see. And I don't know, all these different things that you never really would have thought of if you didn't make that tough decision. Never thought it would be in the radio world. Never would have thought I'd be wanting to go through different creative endeavors. Like I want to get a lot more into writing now and just that side of things. And I never would have had, I don't know, the time or the thought process to think about that and even getting into that side of things.
Hard enough doing a band that's touring and that takes up everything. So
you never clock off really in that
no way. Yeah.
Especially like I was saying, I was quitting my job because it was getting to the point where we could take it to a full-time thing and make it busier and but fuck. It's just a really interesting like other side of the fence.
Yeah. And I think when you're in it sometimes it's like you can't, those things don't seem possible. And then when you're outside of it and something like writing or, doing radio or whatever it is, you're like, oh fuck, like that is a way I can still, be creative. And it's like, it's not just about being in a band. It's like, oh, I have this thing in me that wants to do stuff.
Yeah.
And it just takes this form now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super special.
It, I feel like the other thing too is just finding any way. I feel like regardless, like the thing for me, there's been peaks and troughs in playing music or whatever, and I've been pretty consistent the entire time in terms of doing it. But then sometimes it's like, some people care about this thing now, they don't care so much, whatever. But I think the other thing as well is like just staying engaged, like and finding a way to, to keep yourself interested in it. And if it's something different, then that revs you up as well. Like, and I would say like, doing this again has it's obviously been hugely beneficial for myself as a social person. Like I'm meeting lots of new people and interacting with more people and stuff. But, it's also just been like a fun exercise to engage with people on a different level as well. And, still keep me actively enthused about making music and being a part of it, like
big time. I feel like, and that's the thing too, you're very like limited to conversation, who you're talking to. And I find like sometimes those meeting like people in a green room for like a couple of seconds or a minute, like you don't really get that full in depth. And just in different mediums like this, where you're actually talking out for an hour or so. And I love how it is possible to kind of be like engaging in this new world and meeting people for the first time. And you can just have a great fucking time and you're still doing it for your art. And
yeah.
it's awesome.
Well, it's been a good driver, I think, in terms of like, sometimes it'll be like a show's on and you're like, oh, I'm pretty fucking tired. That for us, I think it's been this good of like, we want to kind of go and chat to people. And sometimes the best chats that we've had on this pod have been like people we don't know that well and people and something you didn't expect from a band or something like that. So we are not, I guess we're not really music journalists in the sense of it's like, so tell us about this new album. We'll probably ask dumb questions sometimes, but that always leads us to interesting places, I think.
Exactly.
And I suppose on the other side of that then, how much push and pull do you feel with like like there is obviously a structure to the show that you're doing. How do you find that restrictive at all, or do you just sort of use it as a mechanism to work with?
I think I do use it more of a mechanism, and it's been really interesting because I've been really like thinking about who's been tuning in and who is interacting, and I'm thinking and I'm seeing people react more to certain things and like enjoy certain things where I'm like, well, like these people are genuinely enjoying their time listening. Like, I think, and that's the thing, because I feel like the heavy programs for a while were like it was an older crowd that were listening
for
to
sure,
it. And like I remember when I would have been in high school and I would have been listening to it while Stu Harvey was doing Sure Fast Loud. And I remember back then like the kind of playlisting he was doing and the mix he was doing, and I think that was pretty bang on for what the time was. And I think that's probably my biggest inspiration for what I do now, because I took from that, like, can a kid in high school like tune into this and get what's going on? And there's just I try to put myself in people's shoes, I guess, the most with it. And it's been really fun because it's like a test drive every week, and some weeks flop. Well, not flop, but in my head I'm like, it didn't go as well. Like, and it's very interesting just sitting there for 2 hours playing out this playlist that you've chosen and thinking like, man, like, kind of like ebbs and flows, and this bit didn't go as well as like, it sounds a bit like dry here. And it's so much more than I ever thought it would be. And that's the most interesting part.
Yeah, because like so many people would think that a radio show is just like, I just fucking put a Spotify playlist together or something like that. Whereas you're like, well, that putting yourself into someone else's shoes, and I guess even maybe, comparing it to something like this, going like, oh, what would someone want to hear? Or, I think that you talking about who is listening, and that Short Fast Loud when Stu was hosting it, like that's probably when I was listening to it most as well. And I was like, oh, like he's playing bands that I've seeing out at shows. So he's clearly tapped in, and and I'm sure Josh did the similar thing. It's
absolutely,
just, for that generation, because it was noticeable when Josh took over, because he definitely switched it up and started. I was like, oh, Josh is tapped into right now, and I think that is like a real skill, like and an awareness, because you're not like, well, it's my show and I play whatever the fuck I want. It's no, you I guess like you said, sometimes I think the constriction or the what am I trying to say here? I
don't know, like the guardrails.
That actually can help more than it hinders. Like,
100%.
And playing it for the youth is like, I mean, it's literally the point.
That's it. And it's so interesting because it's really fun creating these playlists with, I don't know, you've got all like the up and coming and new releases and everything, and you're sliding in like very cleverly just a young band in the mix there, and how much that does for them and how much they appreciate it. And it's a really cool feeling to think like, oh, I can still kind of help put people up in a degree, and I can help kind of fostering this new kind of community that's like really, really strongly coming along in Australia at the moment. Like, haven't seen this many bands starting up in a long fucking time. And it's just, thank fuck, honestly.
Well, I mean, I think the other thing too right now is like you can't just have the same fucking 10 bands. Like, you gotta have new stuff. And that's why it's so, like, again, I feel very privileged to be playing in bands. We haven't been doing it for long enough now that like I can play lots of shows and people would like the bands that I'm in to play with them, which is really cool. But the thing for me has been like, when booking stuff recently or doing stuff with Extortion or whatever, is like, we got to have new stuff on it. We can't keep just playing with the same fucking 5 bands, because as much as I'm friends with them and it'd be fun to do that, like, you know, you need to bring other people into it, you know?
There was an era where that was fucking actually a difficult task.
Oh, yeah,
you
big
would
time.
not have been able
Big
to.
time.
Or that one young band who's floating around, everyone's just trying to pull on a lineup.
Yeah.
When I Exist started, we played every fucking show in Canberra. Like, we were like,
you were the Canberra band.
Yeah, there was like
You were Canberra.
3 years where it was like, any band that came through Canberra, I Exist was playing it. And which, you know, was lots of fun for us. And I appreciate that everyone thought of us to do that. But then also kind of was like, were they thinking of us, or were they just like, that's the band from Canberra, just put them on. Like, but you know, it's just so cool now that it's, and even in places like Canberra or Adelaide or Perth, or where, you know, places that are not the major cities, have as much, if not more, going on right now than probably ever, and than the major cities. Like, there's so many things from each of those places, and shows are doing so well in those places. And we've obviously talked about a lot on here how cool it is to go to those places and see those things now.
It's so sick.
Yeah. I mean, and again, because I've played, you know, some of the worst shows in my life in those places. So it's fucking awesome for them to be good now.
It's so interesting. You were talking about before how venues are good now. And there's that has just helped so much, but it's also allowed for this form of excitement again. I went to, for the first time in so long, where I grew up out in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne. Like, how I grew up was all ages shows. Halls, churches, like, you'd go in and just be a drug alcohol free event, and you just kind of, you're there and you're experiencing that kind of excitement of a place that's not a venue. There's this weird excitement about, like, this is so odd, music should not be happening. And I went down to Baronia, not this weekend, last weekend.
Yeah, the show at the hall.
Yeah, and Leah popped on a show at Baronia Hall.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, this is it. Like, this is the juice. This is what I've been missing.
Yeah.
And seeing, like, this young band Ends in Tragedy kind of just playing. Dude, they played, like, I love this style of metalcore that they're doing. They whipped out, like, just Parkway Guns for Show cover.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's awesome. And I think Blood on My Hands did like a Red Shore cover too. And I'm like, okay, so this is what's happening now. And just the kids rocking up Fans in Tragedy and like seeing that pop off, I was like, we're back. Like, it's so sick. It fucking worked.
I mean,
it's funny to see songs that you saw played at those, you know, similar venues. Being covered.
It's nuts, dude.
Well, a couple of those guys in Sydney have been putting up these Instagram reels of the, like, going to the Blacktown, like the venues, which is fucking
Katoomba.
Well,
there's one out of the mountains as well.
But these guys have been posting these videos of like all the venues in Blacktown, which is like so funny.
What's Masonic Hall turned into now?
I don't know, some other weird fucking joint. But like, man, some of the funniest memories I have are of playing out in those places. Like, I remember I just played a show in a fucking basketball court in Blacktown somewhere. And it was so long ago. Like, it was so long ago that North Lane played it, which is like crazy to think about now. This band that's like, you know, playing like arenas and shit. And we drove up from Canberra for it, and we were like, just classic us, drove to Sydney, and the guys were like, we got to go to Newtown real quick and get vegan food. And it was like, great, let's go into the middle of Sydney before we have to drive like way out into the burbs to play this show. We basically got to Newtown and realized like, oh, we're going to be like an hour late for this show now. And we texted, I can't remember who booked it, but we texted them and we're like, sorry, we're going to be late. Like, we'll be there at doors kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then start driving out to Blacktown immediately in like peak hour traffic. And we're like, texted like, we're not going to make doors. So I think we were playing third. It was like a 5-band bill.
Yeah.
And then North Lane weren't headlining. That's also how long ago this was. Our friends band Dead Kings from Canberra were headlining.
Let's go.
And I Exist was playing in there somewhere.
Yep.
And we got there so late that we ended up playing last. And Jake, the singer from I Exist, goes up like, we're like so apologetic to everyone, like really appreciative that they didn't like boot us from the show and let us play. we're like playing on the floor of a fucking basketball court. First thing Jake says, he's like, "We're Agnes from Canberra. We always play last." And it was like to us, so funny, but like to everyone, we'd just like pissed off, like these fucking cunts. And then proceeded to be like the silliest show. Like Sam, one of the guitar players, took his jumper off, and it was the floor of the basketball court, and he slipped over on his jumper that he took off. I got electrocuted by the microphone first time I tried to sing it, and I was just like, but shows like that are like, that was so fun. And there was so many, at that time, there was so many young people there, and it's so sick now seeing, you know, we talked about it when Speed did the pod, like the youth center shows they've been doing here. That was like so awesome. And then, seeing stuff like that pop up, seeing all those videos the other week when people were at that show was just so cool.
It's so
it's just accessibility, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's just like it doesn't, you know, venues, you know, particularly in Victoria with, you know, licensing and stuff, it's hard to do all ages stuff. And
big time.
those kind of shows are so important. And where there's not this massive barrier to like make money, so we don't have to like have booze or whatever, you know. So it's like that's cool to see that coming back, and hopefully fosters a bit more of it too.
100%. Was this venue Picton, Cage, the basketball, or is that the indoor soccer place?
It might have been
Greenish.
Like, I reckon it was. It was like honestly one of the funniest things ever. And I think North Lane were just about to start becoming like a big deal, so they were like real pro as well. Like, and we just rocked up with like nothing as well. Like, can we borrow your fucking massive amps? North Lane?
This turn of the century and Axe Effects is coming.
Yeah. We were like, but you know, God love them. They were very polite and didn't get mad at us.
Always an embarrassing experience. I remember like a few years ago, my old band played at Bang with Polaris, which seems psycho that we were anywhere near them. We're like, can we borrow your amps? We're like, nah, we've all got Kempers. We're like, we'll go fuck ourselves.
It was a depressing time when that came around, because long gone were the days of borrowing someone's stuff. If you got something, you have to dial in settings and fucking, oh God, it's so classic. I think when you mentioned, like, I think our first proper headliner too was an accidental headliner as well. I think it was Black Market in Adelaide, and the headlining band's drummer was under 18, and because shit would run over midnight, he wasn't allowed in the club, so we had to swap sets and play last, and everyone just walked out. And
we're headlining now.
Well, it's such a funny thing to swap around like that. Like, we went to a show the other day where Whitehorse played, and they played a slot earlier because the drummer wanted to go to another show.
Gotta get out of here.
Gotta get out of here.
Oh God, that's good. I think we did. I'm pretty sure we did that back in the day too. Like down in Bayswater, we wanted to go see. I was pretty sure it was like a House vs Hurricanes final show, and we were like, "Oh fuck! Like we're not like playing it. We want to play early on."
Yeah,
and we played our set and got out of there. And I remember all the bands are pissed off because they wanted to do the same.
I mean, we like upcoming Braden, who plays drums in Aglo, plays in 30 bands, and he was like, "What time are we playing at the show? I'm gonna go play another show after it." And I was like, "God, you are so enthusiastic, young man," because the thought of doing. I mean, the fact that I had to play twice at a show recently was like, I talked about it on here for about 15 minutes. So, like, just thinking about playing twice at one show, let alone going to a different place to play again.
That's a music enjoyer to you.
Yeah. Commitment and youthful exuberance that I don't have anymore. All right. Well, what you got? Anything to plug? I mean, your show.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess the show is the only thing I can plug at the moment, isn't it? We've got exciting stuff coming up too with it, which is cool. I think a lot sort of around end of year, super exciting. Like getting to do festival press is super sick. That's been a really fun part of it all, just going on ground, because like I remember that was the stuff that I was kind of growing up with, watching like Channel V. Just doing Big Day Out and stuff, and I'm like, fuck, this is sick. And like having that mentality going in is what's made it so exciting for me, because it's just like remembering stuff like that and remembering what I enjoyed as a kid and like trying to recreate that feeling for the next gen. And it's super special. But going to have super interesting stuff around end of year, which is going to be super sick. But
Mate, I hope you get Tool on the mic. I'm going to be stoned in that pit.
Maynard on the mic is going to be fucking crazy. Like,
Might have to cut a fair bit of it out.
Young people don't want to know about his winery.
Yeah, true. But I'm looking at the back end of that lineup now. I'm thinking, how many kids are going to get Tool and Garbage and Weezer?
Yeah, so maybe film an interview with Tool and just send it straight to me. Just leave it at that.
We'll just get phones up.
Yeah.
It's an easy chat. Send it over. Fucking fantastic.
Cool. Cello, what do you got on?
3 shows coming up. 28th of September, the day after the grand final.
Beautiful.
I'm doing a trial show at Near and Far, so it's small, intimate with Alex Ward. Bendigo Comedy Festival, 4th of October. Get along to that. I'm doing my show Punk Music and also doing my show Punk Music in Geelong Comedy Fest, Thursday, 30th of October.
Nice.
So come along to that, yeah.
As I've mentioned on here, I, for some reason, agreed to play a show on the day of the AFL Grand Final.
Oh.
And as of the Hawks getting into a prelim last night, it's starting to look pretty scary. The Lewis, who plays in Aglo, texted me last night and said, "What are you going to do if the Hawks get into the grand final?" And I just said, "Play sitting down and you can play all the guitars, mate."
I'll be singing that show.
Yeah, you'll be singing. I'll be sitting at Last Chance. I'm playing maybe at Last Chance on the night of the grand final.
I mean, that is a crazy show. No apologies at Last Chance. Pretty.
yeah,
That's nuts.
It's nuts.
And forewarned, it'll be dope.
Yeah.
Damn.
So playing that on the grand final night, and then the week after, Aglo's playing in Canberra at this Essence Festival, and then I Exist playing Canberra in October and Sydney in November. So come to those things.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for coming, mate.
Yeah, thanks so
having me.
much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hey.
Catch you.